In this video, I'm going to interview a high-level affiliate manager at a major affiliate network. His name is Daniel Lawman, and he works for Fanfuel, which is probably the biggest and best network on the planet when it comes to health and fitness supplements. He probably thinks this is going to be a chill interview, but actually, I'm going to grill him. I put together a list of key insider questions that you've always wanted to know the answer to as an affiliate marketer. Questions like, what's the best way to get higher commissions? In fact, I sourced a good deal of these awesome questions from folks like you in the Affiliate SEO Mastermind Facebook group. So sit tight and grab a pen and paper because I'm going to put Daniel to the test. And if you appreciate what I'm doing here, let me know by smashing that like button. It helps my channel out a ton and it makes the YouTube algorithm happy. Plus, if you have any questions for Daniel, make sure to fire them away in that comment box. Daniel, first off, thanks a bunch for coming on. And for those who don't know you, why don't you give a brief introduction to who you are, where you're from, and an intro to Fanfuel, the affiliate network you work for.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me, Matt. So I'm from Chesterfield in the UK. I've been working in affiliate marketing since 2016. Most recently for Fanfuel since October last year. So we launched the network in November, and since then we've been growing steadily up to the point where we're now paying about $200,000 a week in affiliate commissions. Primarily in the Nutri space as well. So yeah, a lot of kind of things that a lot of affiliates promote on a regular basis, weight loss supplements, testosterone boosters, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I'll have to say, just want to butt in, that Fanfuel is legit one of the best networks I've ever worked with, not just in the realm of supplements and Nutra, but just they get a lot of good things that a lot of networks have ignored so far, like lifetime commissions and stuff like that. So really good work you guys are doing there. But we can talk more about Fanfuel later. Let's jump into some of the questions that a lot of people have fielded for me to ask you. And the first one I think is really good is, what are some of the habits that some of the highest earning affiliates have in common?
I think the most obvious one is that they're willing to invest in their business. So a lot of people get into affiliate marketing and think it's an easy way to make money, but they're just not willing to put anything into it. And without putting anything into it, they tend to not really get far. The other side is they rarely try and do it alone. So like there's a big gap between kind of your very average affiliates and then your top affiliates who will have a team behind them. And quite often it's a full-time team or a group of people that they're outsourcing to. But that's kind of the big thing really that makes a difference is having that team and being able to scale.
That's interesting. So what you mean by investing into the business isn't so much like bootstrapping where you're taking your profits and you're only investing your profits back into growing, but it's more in the sense of being large scale, like being able to produce content fast or links fast or whatever. Is that true? Is that true? Do I have it correct?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of both. So there is a need to put some money in. Like you aren't going to get far these days without doing some link building. But there's a lot more kind of need to just invest time and resources into the business, especially in the early days.
Do you see commonly with the highest ranking affiliates that, let's say they start a project, a new website, for example, that they're spending a lot more on this website than they're bringing in affiliate commissions at the beginning? Or are they also bootstrapping? Like if I'm making $3,000, if you're paying out $3,000 in commission for them, you can tell that they're probably spending about $3,000. Which one does it seem more like?
I think people are putting a lot more money in up front than they're getting out. So some people can be investing, well, $50,000 just for a domain. Like that's what some of these top guys are paying right now. And that's just on an expired domain, never mind buying a project that's already been worked on.
Sure.
And yeah, I think people are aiming now to kind of see that return within 1 to 2 years and not thinking about the first 3-6 months even.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And I also tell this to people all the time that while SEO is a big investment, the margins, once you're there, once you're in those top positions, just 1 month of being where you want to be in the end game will pay for the whole journey along the way. So I think while these high earning affiliates are investing heavily, it's not like they don't have the knowledge or experience that it's going to come back in a big way as well. So
yeah,
interesting thing you pointed that out. Next question I have is, what are the common mistakes that affiliates make when you're managing them?
Common mistakes. Okay, so there's a few kind of really common ones. First one is it's just being inactive. Like they'll kind of just blank you and drop off the radar. There's somewhat good affiliates that disappear and kind of get behind the game. They won't catch the most recent update. They won't update the site for a while because they think it's working. And then Google changes the rules and all of a sudden it's not working anymore. So yeah, I think staying up to date is one of the big things that let a lot of good affiliates down because they just fall behind.
And I would say this is an SEO problem. For the people watching this, one interesting thing about Fanfuel is that primarily, and correct me if I'm wrong, Daniel, like a lot of your affiliates, or maybe a majority of your affiliates, are SEO affiliates, right? Not as opposed to PPC?
Yeah, 100%. Like we 100%. Were pretty much built by SEO affiliates for SEO affiliates. It's kind of our whole game. I think if you look at our offers, you can kind of tell the difference. So there's a way that an affiliate merchant site is built that is designed for SEO traffic. And it's very different to what you'd see for paid traffic, which is very much like these video sales letters and all those sort of things. Like if you push an SEO traffic to that, it doesn't work.
That's very interesting. And that all goes in line with your anecdotal point about when people give up, it's not necessarily they're giving up on communications, not necessarily they're giving up on CRO, they're giving up on SEO. They're assuming it's working and let's just let it ride. Whereas people in the SEO game know it takes constant improvement. Even when you get to number one, it's not like your competitors stop working. They don't like you at number one, so they're going to try to take you over. So that's some interesting feedback. The next question I have for you is for the top affiliates. Is it mostly traffic that puts them on top, or would you say that the top affiliates also have some awesome conversion game that makes them the most money?
This is tricky. So there are some that have got killer conversions, like they're converting 12% plus, and it does make a big difference. But when you kind of think about it, if you haven't got the traffic, you've got nothing. You've got nowhere to start from. You can't optimize without the traffic. So like, it doesn't matter how good your CRO is, if you haven't got the traffic, you're not going to get any results from it. So yeah, I think traffic's definitely the most important thing. But if you look at like some of the guest posting sites and you can't have images in them and things like that, and you compare their conversion rates, it's a completely different game to what some of these top affiliates then get.
What would you say are some of the things in common with the best converting pages that are driving traffic to your offers?
A really good pre-sale. So they're honest about what the product is, what you can achieve. They're very direct in the way that they market it. So they'll have very clear comparison tables and things like that of products. And pretty much when the customer clicks that link, you know they're going to buy. So quite often I see affiliates doing things like they'll put links very early in an affiliate article just to try and get clicks. Well, you might get the click, you're very unlikely to get a sale from it. So getting a bit of that pre-sale in first before trying to convince someone to buy is really important.
That's interesting. And you would say being honest, talking about flaws rather than over salesy works, or do you think, give it a little bit of a sales kick in there too?
I think honesty works these days. Like everyone is far too attuned to knowing what marketing looks like. They're sick of it. They want someone to say that, yeah, this is the best product out there. Oh, it's not perfect, but this is what you'll get from it.
Yeah, sure. That makes a lot of sense. I do think that the average internet reader these days is very keen. They know what's going on a lot of the time. They know when they're being sold to. That's super interesting. So here's a question that I saw someone bring up. And obviously, between mine and your relationship, I've learned a lot from you as my affiliate manager. I've benefited a lot from your advice. How would you recommend affiliates best build rapport with their affiliate manager? Because there's obviously a lot of benefits to it, but how to best go about it?
just talk to them. Like, don't just presume they're there when you have a problem. Like, yeah, they are there to support you, but if you never have a conversation with them, you won't have a close relationship. So, yeah, even in the times where things are good, talk to them about what you're doing, talk to them about your plans, and just work with them on more of a daily basis. Like, if you're not speaking to your affiliate manager at least weekly, you're probably doing it wrong.
Wow.
Because then when times are tough, you know they're going to be there for you.
I'm interested to know. I mean, you only know the experience of working with yourself, and I can attest that you're great to work with. But I wonder if that's the case for all the other networks. But who knows? Who knows? Next question I have is, how should affiliates use you most effectively? I mean, there's a lot of benefits that can be gained, but maybe you can go over a list of benefits of working with the affiliate manager and what an affiliate can get from you.
Yeah, sure. I think the big thing is just insights from inside the network. Like, most networks have got a lot of offers. Some of them are very similar to each other, but they're the only person who will actually know which one's performing best right now, which one's performing best with different types of traffic in different geos. Like, they really understand what makes everything tick, and that's information that's invaluable to you as an affiliate. So that's kind of the first thing that's obvious. The other thing is, depending on your affiliate manager, you might find you've actually got an extra pair of marketing hands there. So, like, everyone who's in affiliate management, our side at kind of the top end, we've all got marketing experience. So my background's in SEO. So is Viro's and Ed is. Like, they've been affiliates as well in the past. So, like, they know affiliate marketing well, and they don't just know it from the perspective of an outsider. They can actually help affiliates get results, which is probably different to a lot of networks. But yeah, get to know your affiliate manager, what they're capable of, and ask some advice. Like, you'll be able to tell pretty fast if it's bad advice, especially if you've got decent SEO experience yourself.
That's interesting. And even along that line of being able to provide SEO assistance, I mean, you guys at Fanfuel, maybe I'm a special exception, or maybe you do this often with other people, but you've offered to help contribute with content. And that's not just unique to Fanfuel. I've had that with other partners that I work with, saying, we found these keywords we think your site can rank for, and it's a win-win. We get content, and you guys get another lane to drive your product sales. Is this a common thing to offer to write some content?
Really common. If you've got proof that you've got existing traffic and you can make sales, like, any network will jump at the opportunity to write your content, because it turns things around faster for them. Like, rather than waiting for potentially a week for you to go through content creation, they could get you in a day, and the potential is there to make the sales back in the space that you'd just be waiting for an affiliate to publish an article. So yeah, content, images. Like, if you want different CTAs to what's in the affiliate resources, like, just ask. They will do it. Very few networks will kind of hold back and want you to pay something or anything like that. I think people want to help.
What about stuff like custom landing pages or coupons to make it seem like when someone clicks their affiliate link, it's a personalized experience that is getting them a special deal? Do you guys offer that?
So,
and what does that stuff work?
Coupons, we don't believe in them at all. So coupon marketing for me is very much something that's based around last touch. So if you've got an established brand, everyone knows you, then affiliate marketing is useful to close that sale. So you offer coupons, you offer discounts, cashback, whatever, and that helps close the sale. If you're doing more like us, which is about a new brand that not many people know about and you're trying to gain exposure for it, then it's more about first touch activities, which are your kind of best of review type posts. It's a completely different type of affiliate marketing. And I think most people don't realize that there are two different games that are being played in affiliate marketing. And I have a lot of pride in what we do in kind of growing a product rather than just selling something that people already know exists. There's a big difference.
Yeah, that is interesting. And you touched upon last touch, no pun intended, and first touch. Can you explain the difference there and why perhaps a first touch lifetime is superior than last touch?
Yeah, sure. So this will cause a lot of arguments between a lot of people, but my opinion on first touch versus last touch is first touch shows you who is giving you exposure. So it's who is introducing someone to a brand, that first click that happens in the journey, whereas last touch is about who is closing the sale. My opinion, strong opinion, is that as a brand, it's our responsibility to close a sale. That shouldn't be yours. So when it comes to things like the brand's review terms or any kind of product queries around what's in it, ingredients, all that sort of stuff, then we should pretty much own those search results. Whereas anything where you're trying to introduce the brand, then yeah, that's the affiliate's responsibility. First touch is the way to go for anything where you're selling a niche product.
Sure, and for the people that are tuning in and don't know what the difference between last touch and first touch would be, imagine it like this. I wrote a review article, and the first time anyone has seen Testofuel, a testosterone supplement, and they click and they go to the offer page and whatever, maybe they buy something, maybe they don't. I don't get the commission if the structure is based on last touch. If someone else weasels in sometime in between the sale and when I introduce them, if it's a last touch model, the person last touch gets the sale. If it's a first touch model, it's the person who first introduced gets the sale. And then we can get into different models like 30-day cookie, lifetime cookie, all that kind of stuff, which we'll touch upon later, which is all very interesting.
Can you just jump back in a second on first versus last touch as well? Kind of one of the things that's important there is like if you're putting a lot of work into creating good content and introducing people to a brand, what happens quite often is like someone will go view a brand site and they'll browse around, they think they're interested, but they go away and they want to do other research, or they might just not be ready to buy. And I'd say 30% plus of traffic will then abandon the site, come back and buy later. So especially if it's an affiliate that's ranking for the brand terms, last touch is a really bad deal. Like whoever's ranking for the brand terms will pick up most of the brand sales, or whoever's ranking for the brand review terms will pick up most of the sales. So like there's a huge difference, and we're talking like affiliate commissions change overnight. So the brands on Fanfuel were on a last touch model before, and when we switched to first touch, the top affiliates changed overnight. Like we saw a wider distribution of commissions. So like all of a sudden the top 10 were 90% of sales. The top 10 were probably like 70% of sales. And yeah, everything changed. Like it incentivizes people to create more long tail content and actually do a lot more interesting things to promote the brand.
Got it. That is interesting indeed. Here's a new question from, and this is aimed for like new affiliates and people just starting out. What can newer sites do to get accepted quicker other than pure traffic? A lot of times you'll apply to affiliate network and they'll ask to see your site. And if it's a new site, they'll just reject you. Is there anything that people can do to skirt around this process or perhaps build rapport in another way?
I think some of it comes down to proof now. There's unfortunately a growing amount of fraud. So people are pretending that there's certain affiliate sites when they're not. They're trying to get on the network. They're doing some clever things where they're even, once they're on the network, they're faking clicks and they're just making a load of fraud sales to make it try and look like they're a legitimate affiliate. So the network's not trying to avoid you as a new affiliate. They're trying to avoid all this fraud that's happening. The best thing you can do is prove your ownership of the website. That could be something like providing Google Search Console access, or show them your stats from other networks. Like any proof that you are the real deal and you have this traffic, you own this site, it'll really speed up your application. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So, it's good to know your perspective. So if you do get rejected, folks, then just come back and say, like, I understand where you're coming from. Here's some screenshots of me logged into the GSC. Here's me logged into the WordPress backend. And here's some dashboard screenshots of some other affiliate programs I'm currently earning money from. And you think that would make a arguable case for the affiliate in that case, would you say, Daniel?
Yeah, definitely. If you have even a small amount of relevant traffic, you'll be accepted with that.
That's great. That's good to Okay, cool. So the question that probably most people are wondering about is, what's the best way to go about getting a commission increase with your affiliate program?
Okay, so commission increases are interesting. It's something that no one likes talking about. Like this is probably the first question that's made me nervous because we don't like talking about paying out more money, but it does happen, and it varies a lot depending on your product. So, say if you're promoting something like weight loss is well known for having a terrible repeat customer rate. And if there's a terrible repeat customer rate, less lifetime value, less in it for the network, then you're less likely to get a commission increase. Whereas if you're looking at something like bodybuilding supplements, like some of these are customers for life. Getting a commission increase there is so much easier because the product is really good for the network. You can just keep earning the money. So I think a lot of it will come down to the product. And then the other big thing is like you have to be pretty much top in your niche or have proof of a lot of sales. It takes having those number one spots and kind of dominating a niche. Like we've had Test Prime is our best example of this, where it didn't exist until February, March this year, and now we own that niche, and that was because we worked very closely with the top affiliates in that niche to kind of get them to switch over to Fanfuel and switch over to promoting Test Prime, which did include some commission increases there to sweeten the deal and get things started. So like if you're top of your game, you can get them. How much? It varies a lot, like cost of the product and repeat customer rate are kind of the big things that will decide it.
Got it. And probably margins too. I heard margins are terrible on protein powders, so I've pretty much been shut down every time I've tried.
So products that are bulky are terrible. So if we're talking Nutra, I can give you a bit more insight. So like if you look at a tub of protein powder, you're probably talking $14, $15 to manufacture it. Something like a pre-workout, you're down at $10. But your shipping costs, because you're dealing with something so chunky and heavy, it's so much higher. And unless you've got a way to kind of get some upsells in there and add in some products that are lighter and don't really impact the shipping costs, then it's hard to kind of get the margins up on the overall order.
Got it. And here's a question, hypothetical. So I'm an affiliate, and I think I'm doing pretty good. I'm selling 30 quantity of one of your products every month. I'm making a decent chunk of change. At what point would you say, because we as affiliates, we don't know when we're the top dogs. We don't know if we're impressing you on the other side. We just know we're making some sales, but we don't know if that's enough to warrant a commission increase. When do you think would be a good signal for affiliates to know, like, hey, you're in range, you should probably have that combo?
When you get into about 25 plus daily sales for any brand is when you're probably one of the bigger affiliates there. So kind of our biggest brands, probably 200-ish affiliate sales per day. So then you're talking a reasonable proportion once you're getting 25 plus and people start paying attention to you.
Okay, cool. That's an easy benchmark. And I think anyone watching this, just go check your affiliate dashboards and see if you're there. And apologize in advance to your affiliate managers from Daniel, who let the cat out of the bag on how to do these negotiations. Here's another uncomfortable question probably for you. So let's say, for example, listed on Fanfuel or listed on whatever affiliate network that they are offering 40% commissions on products XYZ. What are how much negotiation room is there typically? If they say 40% to start as beginners, what does that mean? Can you go up to 50, 55, 60%?
Okay, so it depends on your network list as well. Like some will say 40%, but instantly they can bump it up to 50%, and they know they can do it. And for most people on a network, they will actually be offering that 50%. But yeah, it really does depend on your product. So something that's just capsules, let's say, the margins there are huge. So if they're saying 40%, they can easily give another 10. They can potentially give up to another 15, 20. yeah, it's such a broad spectrum that depends on your product. Yeah, but there are some good margins there. So don't let them tell you that, especially capsule products, that there's no money in it, because there definitely is.
Would you assume that any listed commission rate that's on a sales page is not final?
Pretty much, yeah. Like,
Okay.
It'll depend on the network, a lot of it, but don't treat them as final. The worst we will ever say is no. Like, no one's going to hold it against you for asking for a commission increase. It's something that happens on a weekly basis, so it's not just ask and see what you get and negotiate. Some affiliates love playing networks off of each other, and that's how they do a lot of their negotiating. So they'll go around and ask for the best offers from everywhere, and then they'll start sharing emails from different networks to try and get better deals and things.
You must love that.
It is, yeah. It makes it tough. It's kind of a race to the bottom sometimes.
Sure. We've kind of answered this question already, but maybe we can approach it from a different way and see if there's anything more to rinse out. But do you reserve the highest commission for only the best affiliates? And how do you figure out who gets what?
Yeah, so it pretty much is the best affiliates. And I think it's all about having those number one spots. Or kind of the other thing that we do that's a bit of a trick is we want to own the whole of page one. And this isn't just from we think we'll get more sales if we own all of page one for best weight loss builds. We know that everyone's conversion rate will improve if we do own all of page one. So if we're the top list on every single review post, everyone's conversion rates are higher. So yeah, if you're the stubborn guy on page one and you haven't switched to promoting a certain offer, then it's probably another way to get in and get a deal.
That's interesting. Okay. Very good negotiation tactics here. I think the viewers are probably very pleased at this point so far, but we got a lot of more awesome questions. Next question is about cookie length. So a big, marketing, I wouldn't say ploy, but marketing piece to get people to sign up with the network is we offer 10-day cookie, 30-day cookie, 60-day cookie. How much does that really matter? And you mentioned you might have some data here. And if you do share some data, we can superimpose that on the screen for the YouTube viewers.
Yeah, sure. So this is something we've talked about before, and the difference is actually minimal. So within the space of 10 days, you probably tracked about 95% of your sales. And this is based on kind of data that I've been looking at from us as a network since we launched early November. So I can't see it really changing that much. Within the space of 30 days, you probably tracked 98% of sales. And it really is a steep drop-off. Like, even after a single day, 85% of sales are tracked.
So even past the 30-day cookie, you're maybe increasing your revenue by 2%. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's really minimal. Like, there's other things that I would look for more than the cookie duration. And there's a lot of kind of tricks where affiliates are kind of losing out and not realizing it.
That's really interesting. I assumed it was a lot, to be honest, but it's good to know. Next question, and this is a fun one. What are the specific requirements you look for in an affiliate in order to be able to send them out some free product for trials, testing, whatnot?
Okay, so once again, think about your product. If you're reviewing laptops, your chance of getting a free laptop are a lot lower than they are of getting some supplements. But yeah, it's pretty minimal, really. Like with supplements with low costs, as long as you've got some proof of having some sales or some relevant traffic, we'll send you some supplements. It's not a problem. It's better for us because then you're using unique imagery and things like that, and it really increases the kind of quality and brand presence overall.
Yeah, for sure. So this is something that affiliates can try if they're considering doing a YouTube channel. I think that a lot of networks I've worked with, and maybe Fanfuel, you guys have sent us some stuff, I'm not sure. But if you're going to start a YouTube channel, they're very readily available to send you some stuff to do unboxing and stuff like that. And you can even, if you're a budding YouTube channel and you have a budding face in front of the camera, maybe just paying them in supplements is enough to get them started, and you'll get a lot of them for sure. So that's a workaround you can give a shot too. Next question. In a general sense, have you noticed any patterns on what kind of products bring in the most sales and revenue? At least in your corner of Nutra.
Yeah, sure. So anything that kind of addresses a real problem. So I'm worried about my weight. I feel like I'm slow, tired, losing energy. Like anything that's pretty much your money, your life. Like if you are hitting a pain point and it's something that triggers an emotion, then it will sell great. Because people desperately want this stuff. So yeah, that's the big thing.
What would you say is the best converting product or the most revenue product at Fanfuel, if you're allowed to say that?
Ooh, weight loss pills by a long way.
Weight loss pills.
Yeah, it's so broad. Yeah. Like you've got weight loss pills, appetite suppressants, fat burners. Like then there's all of the variations like skinny pills. There's thousands of keywords and variations, but effectively everyone's looking for the same thing.
Yeah, I'd have to say, the first 6 figures I've ever made from affiliate marketing was from Garcinia Cambogia, which is a weight loss pill. It sells, and people want to take a small pill rather than go to the gym and change their diet. And it's sad because it's not as effective, but this is what the world wants. So yeah, you're just providing a review. Next question is, let's see, which demographics spend the most, would you say, at least in health and Nutra?
The older audience, really. So you're talking your 40, 50 pluses. There's a lot more kind of silver surfers out there now, and they're ready to buy. They're probably a little bit more susceptible to kind of online marketing tactics, and they'll take at face value that your independent review is completely independent and you're not getting anything out of it. Like they don't realize that affiliate marketing exists, and they'll just trust that person online and go straight to buying.
I feel almost dirty exploiting that, but it's interesting to think about. Like, would you say that content and design of websites should be adjusted to aim for that demographic? And have you seen any success around that?
We've not really seen success with it. Now, the challenge at the moment is that most affiliates doing well, they don't have control over the websites that they're posting their content on. So we're kind of playing a different game right now where everyone is using sponsored articles, and there's a lot of parasite SEO out there. So yeah, it'll be great to test it, but right now I don't think that's going to happen for the next year or so.
Sure. I'll give it a shot. I have a real website. Next question. Let's see, where are we? Which low competition countries have a high amount of converting traffic? So what we're looking for here is, obviously US is the cash cow, right? But are there any countries that, whoa, that's surprising, Brazil converts like crazy, or Portugal, or whatever it might be?
Yeah, so look at your tier 1 countries first. So places that have got naturally a higher wealth: France, Germany, Italy, are fairly good examples. But don't think about really what converts well. Do your research into the niche and see how established a certain product is in a niche. So like we've got some great weight loss affiliates who are promoting in French. But the market didn't exist before they started. They pretty much started the whole market for us there, to the point where they were then making 50 plus daily sales within the space of a couple of years. So don't worry too much about it. Check your keyword research, make sure the volumes are there, and just go after whatever market kind of looks relevant and looks like it'll have some traffic behind it.
Okay, fair enough. An anecdotal story, going back to Brazil, we had assumed that testosterone boosters and legal testosterones would work really well in Brazil, just because, first off, one of the products we wanted to promote had 100K search volume. And second off, like, it's the country of bodies. Like, they're all about beach bodies, big butts, and all that kind of stuff. Just wouldn't sell over there. So I think what you say is right. You do need to do a little bit of investigation. And I don't like to do this too often, but perhaps exploring it with PPC first and just making a landing page, sending some traffic there to see if you get any conversions. Because we started ranking top 3 for 100,000 search volume keyword, and it didn't sell at all.
Yeah. you have to be careful with your offers you choose and promoting foreign stuff as well. Like we've seen some affiliates promote things in Mexico, and like the conversions look insane. Things are going great, but then only a few months later, you get a flood of refunds and chargebacks because the customers didn't realize that they were paying in US dollars. They thought it was all in Mexican peso. So like some of them are paying out 4 or 5 times their monthly salary in supplements, thinking that it's cheap. So yeah, it's like be careful how the offer you're promoting it is kind of pushing it to the customers, and make sure they're being honest about how they're selling as well. Especially if you were going to get all of these refunds and chargeback come back to you, because most networks do kind of charge them back on you.
Sure. That brought me to another impromptu question. Is a lot of the weight loss pills that I've promoted before will have country-specific landing pages. So it'll automatically detect the IP address that someone's looking at the landing page from. And if it's coming from Vietnam, it's going to be an Asian girl in a bikini showing the product. If it's from America, it's going to be a white-looking person. Is that something that you see converts well? Is that something Fanfuel does?
We geo-redirect all of our English traffic. The bits that we spotted kind of make the most difference for it are things like making it clear the local delivery methods, having your local currency. That was kind of the biggest improvements in conversion, and then smaller from kind of localizing your imagery and stuff. We've not played around too much outside of UK, US, Canada, and Australia, so we don't have huge amounts of data. But yeah, I think it comes down to the basics first, which is currency and delivery.
Nice. Okay, cool. Sorry if this is a sensitive one, but affiliate networks have often had a bad rep for shaving commissions. Is there any truth to that, or is there anything you can say in defense?
I love this question. This doesn't make me nervous at all, because I honestly don't think it happens that much anymore. So it probably used to in the past, but now affiliates have so many networks to choose from and so many offers. You're only shooting yourself in the foot if you shave sales. Like, someone will switch offer, they'll go promote another network, and you're losing out. I think it could potentially happen on like some big CPA offers. Say if you're advertising $300 per sale, and that offer is struggling to kind of make back that $300 per sale. Like, I could imagine it happening then. But with rev share, there is literally no reason to shave sales. You've got no excuse.
Okay. Because I think that is a big fear. And a lot of affiliates probably burn a lot of time digging through the numbers and trying to see if they're getting shaved or not. But it's good to know that it could be a thing of the past. Yeah. I wouldn't assume that everyone's safe from it, but I also probably think there's bigger fish to fry and just move on to doing SEO and doing conversion rate optimization, just trying to make more sales.
There's kind of more obvious versions of shaving now. Like, shaving's a thing of the past, but there are ways that networks skim sales in some respects. So if the network also puts their product on Amazon, and not just in-house on their brand site, then some sales will go through Amazon, and those sales, you can't get any information from Amazon beyond a shipping address. Like, you can't track it back to an affiliate in any way, so you won't get commission on that. Or if they're doing things like they're selling over the phone, sometimes they won't attribute those to affiliates. Like, there's other channels where sales can disappear, and that's the thing that's more important to look out for. Is like, okay, they're selling it on their website. Is that exclusive? Are they also selling it on any other marketplaces? And like, are they selling it in stores? That's even worse. If they're selling it in stores, like, people will just go down to the store and pick it up. So yeah, it's kind of, think about it differently now. Like, where else could they be selling the product? How could you lose your tracking? Rather than thinking, oh yeah, they're just going to delete some commissions, because that's pretty unusual these days.
Sure. Okay. Good to know. There's a lot of questions, or there's a few questions regarding people that have their own e-commerce product, considering getting affiliates on board to help sell some stuff for them. Product people too, people having courses. So let's say you wanted to start your own affiliate program. What is the best way to recruit affiliates? How do you go about doing that?
Pretty much the same way you'd build links, in all honesty. Starting Ahrefs, chucking your keywords, look who's ranking, build up a list of prospects, and reach out to them. It's very similar to link building. You're just reaching out to them through contact forms, looking up the who is information if they haven't got contact forms, reaching out to them on their social channels, like any way you can get in touch with them, and be persistent. Like, make sure you follow up at least twice if they're not replying, and even try again later in the year.
Sounds pretty straightforward if you're used to doing your own outreach link building. That's cool. Next question, kind of a follow-up to this one. What qualities would you look for if you were hiring an in-house affiliate manager?
Don't look for someone who's just an affiliate manager. Look for someone with some marketing experience. Depending, whatever traffic source you're looking to get affiliates in. Like if you're looking for paid traffic affiliates, get a paid expert. Someone who can actually help those affiliates and nurture them. I think that's the big thing. The other side is it's got to be someone who's personable and enjoys chatting with people. Like, they will be drained if they find it hard to talk to people all day.
Is that what your job is most of the day? Just emailing back and forth, jumping on calls now and then?
Not really for myself. So I probably spend only 20% of my time right now doing day-to-day affiliate management. The rest of it is more on brand development, so running all the split tests, a few SEO bits still when I can, primarily focusing around things like making sure we own our branded search results, and a lot of other things around campaigns and customer retention.
Okay. You heard it, folks. He's only 20% occupied, so you guys should really start emailing your managers. Cool. So here's another interesting question. What tactics, other than commissions and other features, do affiliate managers use to motivate and make affiliates more effective?
I think having a personal...
Or is it just money talks?
Money talks. Like, money will make the biggest difference, but having a personal relationship with them and having a relationship built on trust makes a huge difference as well. Like, don't tell your affiliates to promote a product that you know is doing poorly. Like, if you've got a product that's struggling, I would rather honestly say, actually, right now, don't promote that. Promote this instead. We're going to revisit this in 6 months' time or so, and I'll let you know once it's been improved on. Don't let pride get in your way. Be honest about how things are actually doing.
Okay, good. So it looks like it's a lot relationship-based. You want to have a good relationship with your manager, it needs to go back the other way. And I had no idea before talking to you about all this stuff, that how important it was for the affiliate managers to treat the affiliates well, because there is a lot of competition for you. And it seems like being on the right side is going to get a big win-win in both directions. That's interesting. Here's a wild card one. Can you tell me something about affiliate marketing that I don't know? Surprise me with something.
Yeah, sure. So if you look at two different networks, 50% commission on one does not equal 50% commission on the other. So you need to start to learn how your 50% commission is calculated. So if you look at some networks, I'm not going to drop any names just out of embarrassing them more than anything, but what they do is they take their cut first. So you've got $100 sales, and they'll take, say, $10 of it out. And then that $90 that left, they'll then calculate your commission based on that. So yeah, actually you're only getting 45% commission, not 50%. So yeah, learning how your commission is calculated and also how much of it you get to keep. So there's a couple of things that a lot of networks do. One is they'll hold back a certain percentage of your commission. So normally somewhere about 10%, and they'll hold it for up to 60 days. And that will cover any refunds and chargebacks. And the biggest problem there being refunds. So you look at some offers, like there's products out there with huge 85% commissions in weight loss, stuff like Metacor. And it looks amazing on surface value until you think that actually this is a product that's got a 10 to 15% refund rate and a few chargebacks. And then I'm losing a cut to the network, and you just keep losing little chunks until you realize that 85% commission actually is more like 60% commission.
Interesting. That's probably why Amazon built in a net 60 payout, right? To account for returns and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Don't even get me started on Amazon. Amazon have even kind of more sneaky tricks. So if you actually switch to Amazon Smile to make a charitable donation, then I believe the affiliate loses all of that commission. Like they cut out so many things, and they're giving 1% to charity, and you're losing your whole commission. There's so many things that are just disgusting about how Amazon have treated affiliates over time.
You're preaching to the right choir here. The people that watch this channel are not big Amazon affiliates. They're all the wiser to it. So I have one more special question. My next question is, what level of nerd do you have to be to paint Warhammer miniatures like you do? And I mean, I play Dungeons and Dragons, but do I qualify to that level of nerdiness?
Oh, you definitely do. Like, if you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, you're already there. You're probably beyond me. I think for me, it's like I spend all my life sat in front of a PC. So I just need that escape where you get away from your screen, you do something, you chill out, and you just like phone off, no notifications, and away from the world and disconnect. So that's kind of my place to just get away from the world. I've not played a game of Warhammer since I started painting again, like a couple of years ago.
Oh wow!
I've just been painting and chilling out.
Well, it's really impressive. I'm just joking around. I wish I had that level of skill, but I would apply it to Dungeons and Dragons minis, not these Warhammer space warriors, whatever they are. Well, dude, I think this interview has been, at least it's blown my expectations away. I learned a lot of insider stuff. I really appreciate you coming on. Is there anything more you want to add before we close this off?
No, that's it. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it. It's there's some good questions. Like, there's a lot of stuff that networks don't like talking about, but I think it's probably about time where we start being a lot more honest about it. Working closely with affiliates so they actually understand what they are getting and what a fair deal actually looks like.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate the honesty, and I appreciate personally being an affiliate for Fanfuel and seeing all the cool stuff you guys are doing there with tier 2 lifetime commissions, and I'm just making more money with you guys doing the same thing that I already did before. So that must mean on the back end you guys are doing good things. And for you guys interested in joining Fanfuel, I left a link to the sign up page in the description, so definitely check them out if you're in the neutral space. Again, Daniel, thanks so much, and we'll see you around, man.
Thanks a lot. See you.